afternoon. Welcome to the news update at noon on Honor 103.5 FM. Now the news headlines. President Buhari signs public health emergency bill. FG task states on correctional services. And on our business news, Pengassan wants FG over Petroleum Industry Act. On our foreign news today, UK sends long-range missiles to Ukraine. And on our sport news, Golden Eaglets disqualified in 2023 Under-17 World Cup. Now the news in detail. The Oyo State House of Assembly will today, Friday, conduct a public hearing on the proposed amendment of the State Chiefs Law. The House made this resolution on Tuesday during the plenary, shortly before passing the bill for second reading, adding that the directive is sequel to the approval given to a letter forwarded by Governor Seyi Makinde, requesting for the amendment of the said law. The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, sought an amendment to the Chiefs Law, Cap 28 laws of Oyo State through an Executive Council letter he forwarded to the State House of Assembly on Tuesday, and the bill, which was read for the second time, was committed to the House Committee on Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters. The House has therefore committed the bill to the Oyo State House of Assembly Committee on Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters. The bill is to amend the Chiefs Law, Cap 28 laws of Oyo State of Nigeria, 2000, and seeks to empower Governor Makinde to specify the chieftaincy holders entitled to wear beaded crowns. The public hearing will hold at the House of Chiefs, Parliament Building and Secretariat, Ibadan. Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate, PTAD, has taken a step to harmonize the disparities being experienced by pensioners. Executive Secretary of PTAD, Dr. Chioma Ejikeme, disclosed this during the 58th edition of the State House briefing organized by the Presidential Communication Team in Abuja on Thursday. Here is the news. Please, I'm playing inserts now. Oh yeah, raise it for me.
See, in the pension, same step, same grade level. But this man is earning 100,000 and this one is earning 500,000. And that's because at the point that this particular man retired, the parameters that were used, the salary structure used, were for him to get a pension of 100,000. So we are working on that harmonization with the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission. They have set up a committee to look into that, to harmonize pensions and bring equity in the pensions that our pensioners earn. And we are hoping that very soon we'll be able to get that to a conclusive stage. The same step, same grade level. But this man is earning.
Ejikeme also said the agency is looking at 5 years constitutional pension increment for pensioners in Nigeria. Chairman Senate Committee on Health, Senator Ibrahim Oloriegbe, says there is a high chance that President Muhammadu Buhari will sign the Public Health Emergency Bill before his tenure ends on May 29. The bill repealed the 98-year-old Quarantine Act and sought to provide a comprehensive legal framework for managing public health emergencies of national and international concern. Speaking during a media roundtable with legislators in Abuja organized by the Nigerian Health Watch in collaboration with the Global Health Advocacy Incubator. Olorigwe says the National Assembly was at the stage of harmonization of the bill. He urged the incoming government to increase the health budget to a minimum of 10% in the first year and meet up with the 15% health budget allocation within 4 years. The federal government has asked state governors to establish their own correctional services and build custodial centers in their respective states. Minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola, while speaking at a two-day conference on decongestion and corrections administration in Abuja, lamented that the congestion of custodial centers has taken a toll on the finances of the federal government. Represented by Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Interior Shuaib Bego, the minister says FGA has earmarked 22.44 billion to feed inmates in all the custodial centers across the country, noting that 90% of inmates and custodial facilities were arrested and being prosecuted by state governments. Aregbesola emphasized on the need for states to the accommodation and care of its offenders to save costs, emphasized that the law has empowered them to do so. Meanwhile, the Chief of Justice Olukayode Ariwola, says the congestion of custodial centers was responsible for jailbreaks. You're listening to the news update at noon on Ono 103.5 FM, Bodija, Ibadan, Oyo State. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASAN, has warned the federal government against selective implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA 2021. PENGASAN President Festus Osifo, who gave the warning at the 7th Triennial National Delegates Conference in Abuja, says the government must set up the host communities development funds immediately. Osifo noted that the full implementation of the provisions of the PIA will further deepen the development of the midstream sector of the Nigerian oil and gas industry, urged the incoming government to aggressively implement the act for the benefit of the country. And on our foreign news today, United Kingdom Defense Secretary Ben Wallace says the country is sending long-range missiles to Ukraine as the war between Russia and Ukraine intensified. Speaking in the House of Commons, Wallace explained that the donation of these weapon systems gives Ukraine the best chance to defend themselves against Russia's continued brutality, especially the deliberate targeting of Ukrainian civilian infrastructure, which is against international law. Wallace stated that the Storm Shadows missile will be provided to Ukraine's military, as Ukraine has been long calling for such weapons, while the US and other countries have been unwilling to supply them. Storm Shadow is a long-range air-launched cruise missile developed by British Aerospace and a French company, which carries a 450-kilogram conventional warhead to a range of up to 200 miles. Wallace further added that Ukraine has a right to be able to defend itself against this, and that the missiles would be for use within Ukrainian sovereign territory. Likewise, on our sport news today, the Golden Eaglets of Nigeria has failed to qualify for the 2023 Under-17 World Cup for the first time in 16 years, following a quarter-final defeat to Burkina Faso in the ongoing Under-17 African Cup of Nations in Algeria. The Golden Eaglets fell to a 2-1 defeat to Burkina Faso to a 2-0 lead at the Nelson Mandela Stadium in Algiers. Eaglets coach Nduka Ugbade did not make any changes to the team that defeated South Africa 3-2 in their last group name, and they made a fine start to the game, but struggled to break Burkina Faso's defense. Meanwhile, Senegal, 2 Super Eagles, defeated Ghana 3-2 in their last group name, and they made a fine start to the game, but struggled to break Burkina Faso's defense. 2 Super Eagles, defeated Ghana 3-2 in their last group name, and they made a fine start to the game, but struggled to break Burkina Faso's defense. Burkina Faso, Morocco and Mali will now represent Africa at the 2023 FIFA Under-17 World Cup following the conclusion of the quarterfinals matches at the Under-17 African Cup of Nations, AFCON, ongoing in Algeria. That's it on the news update at 12 on Honor 103.5 FM. Before we go, here is a recap of the major headline stories. President Buhari to sign public health emergency bill before May 29. Also, we told you that FGS asked state governors to establish their own correctional services and build custodial centers in states. Likewise, on our business news today, Pegason has warned the federal government against selective implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act. And on our foreign news, UK is to send long-range missiles to Ukraine as the war between Russia and Ukraine intensifies. And lastly, on our sport news today, Golden Eaglets has failed to qualify for the 2023 Under-17 World Cup for the first time in 16 years. This news was edited by Eitayo Folorosho, assisted by Miracle Ogunde. I am Temitope Dada. Thank you for listening.